Hello Nerdfighteria, AJ here. Let me personally welcome you to the Project for Awesome and say thank you for helping to decrease world suck. I spent a lot of time thinking about what charity I wanted to promote this year, and it was clear to me that with so many amazing causes, I really needed to pick one that I related to on a personal level. Over the last few days, I visited the websites of a lot of nonprofit organizations and read a ton of mission statements. I read about the kind of work that each charity does, I read about where they operate, I read about how people can get involved, and I read, and then it struck me. What had I been doing this entire time? What is the one skill that makes nearly all forms of research and education possible? Reading! As the son of two teachers, I have become very aware of how important literacy is to education and development. The ability to read is a basic building block in the foundation of nearly all aspects of life, and the tragic reality is that a very high percentage of children do not have access to the materials they need to learn how to read. This is where Room to Read comes in. Think about everything you've done in the last week and try to list as many things as possible that don't in some way involve reading. Everything requires it on some level. Even visual mediums. How do you decide what TV show to binge watch on Netflix? You read synopses. How do you know what the elves are saying when you rewatch The Desolation of Smaug? You read subtitles. Or learn Elvish, but good luck trying to do that without reading. And we're just scratching the surface of the first world here. Take a look at developing countries where 90% of the illiterate population lives. This is where Room to Read operates, specifically countries in Africa and Asia. And to be clear, we're not just talking about being able to fully appreciate Harry Potter here. These people can't read employment applications, warning labels, they lack the ability to educate themselves on social issues, they are basically unable to take an active role in their education. Room to Read makes it their mission to provide literacy and gender equality in education in these countries that need them. But why gender equality? What does that have to do with literacy and education? I'm glad you asked, Sonic AJ. Of the over 700 million people in the world who can't read, 2/3 of them are female. It's a devastating fact that in some countries, girls just don't have the same access to education that boys do. Room to Read works to send girls to school in countries where they operate, thereby decreasing infant mortality rates, lowering the gender pay gap. The positive effects are just too many to list. Room to Read also partners with communities to construct classrooms for boys and girls alike in countries that desperately need them, as well as repair and renovate schools in poor condition due to lack of government funding. And they construct school libraries with a variety of age-appropriate reading materials. Room to Read does all of this and more. Essentially, they provide communities with those basic building blocks on which to build a stable foundation for education. Okay, clearly literacy is important and Room to Read does great work. What can I do now? Good segue, Luigi AJ. First, you should really go to projectforawesome.com and vote for Room to Read. Second, you can go to roomtoread.org and learn more about what they do and where they are, and the differences that they're making in the communities where they operate. And while you're there, you might as well leave a donation if you can. Third, you can like this video, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. Fourth, and this is my absolute favorite, you can click here and download Tabs for a Cause. Wait, what's Tabs for a Cause? Well, Pokemon AJ, Tabs for a Cause is a plugin that you can install that basically raises money for charity every time you open a new tab on your web browser. So if you're a multitasker like me, every time you go from YouTube to Reddit to Facebook to back to YouTube, you're supporting a charity. For example, you're browsing Facebook and you want to post a funny video you saw earlier, so you open a new tab and go to YouTube. While you're there, you stumble across Pizza John and get hungry, so you open a new tab and search for the nearest pizza delivery place. Then you realize you don't have any money to spend on pizza, so you open a new tab and Google how do I make dinner with bacon, mustard, chicken broth, and peanut butter, because that's all you had in your kitchen. Congratulations, you just supported charity 4 times. Sometimes even my cat does it when she walks across my keyboard while I'm trying to work. Tabs for a Cause partners with several different charities, including Room to Read and the Foundation to Decrease World Suck, so you can always make sure that you're supporting the causes that you care about. Room to Read provides access to literacy for countless children, and Tabs for a Cause makes it easy to support them and other nonprofit organizations that are doing amazing work all around the world. I want to thank John and Hank and everyone who participates in the Project for Awesome. World Suck is lower today than it was yesterday, and it's all because of you guys. So keep on rocking it with your donations, and even after the P4A is over, please, don't forget to be awesome.